Welcome to 1981. Frickin' the 80s, man. Such a hard decade to pull 5 movies out of and just be like, this is the 5 I want to talk about because there's so many to choose from. Really gets me going. I'm like, where do I begin? So, in this one, I pulled out some that I think are the best, one or two that are a little lesser. So, I'll get right at her yet again here. My first pick from Arrow Video. This is probably a very lesser known for 1981. This is called The Black Cat. This is directed by, this is Fulci, right? Yeah, Lucio Fulci. Absolute freaking gem here. This one really caught me off guard. When I bought this Arrow, it was the first time I had ever seen it. First time I had ever heard of it. I'll give you a quick synopsis here. It's a little one. It says, when a young couple goes missing in a sleepy English village, Scotland Yard Inspector Gorley is brought in to assist on the case. But what starts off as a routine investigation turns into a murder inquiry when the couple are found dead in mysterious circumstances. Fusing a classically gothic atmosphere with the decidedly more visceral elements that are the hallmark of Fulci's films, The Black Cat is too often overlooked and underrated entry in the Italian master's filmmaker's canon. I agree. Totally overlooked. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this movie. But it's got some reversible here too. I think it's just the same picture but in white. But oh no, it's totally different. That's cool. I'll keep the new stuff. I like the dark spine on this one better. Yeah, this one just throws some twists and turns at you. Like it plays more like a giallo. It's not quite a giallo, but it plays more like one. Just all about the just visuals and the kills. The cat is freaking awesome. There's a cat attacking a guy scene in this movie. That is an absolute must see. Just freaking good stuff. And yeah, like it says, it's a murder mystery. I can't really talk about it much because I'll spoil shit. But it's a murder mystery with very good special effects. Sorry. Dried out. Decided to record my 1980 and my 1981 video back to back. And because I'm keeping them shorter, I'm just jumping straight in, talking about each movie quick. So I just like, yeah, I'll just record 2 at a time, post them both, start knocking off these years. But yeah, The Black Cat, I'm not going to say much. All I can say is just grab it. This is a really overlooked movie, underrated. And then we're going to jump to the big dogs. The next 4 are 4 of the biggest movies of the year, in my opinion. And in 4th place, I have The Burning. I know that's blasphemy for a lot of people. This is a lot of people's one of their favorite slashers of all time. Here's the thing. It's one of my favorite slashers of all time. This is a 4 for me. The only thing I don't like about it is I don't like that the killer's not really a mystery. But everything else is perfect. Perfectly well done. And can't recommend The Burning enough. It's got a young Jason Alexander. A young, what's her name? Holly Hunter. Yeah, this is just a typical slasher movie. It's did it come with reversible? This has come out on 4K as well, and I didn't upgrade. For me, even though this movie's a 4, I think it looks perfectly fine on this Blu-ray. And like I've said on my episodes before, if I have a Scream Factory movie on Blu-ray, I usually don't upgrade to the 4K because, well, first off, money. I'm not willing. Like, I paid a lot for these original Blu-rays, so to have to re-buy the movie again for some minor picture and sound upgrades and pay as much as they want. Like, here in Canada, brand new Scream Factories are anywhere between 40 and 50 bucks for 4Ks. So it's like another $50 on top of the like probably 30, 35 I paid for that. I don't know. Unless it was some big, thick, hard box or something, I don't think I'd be willing to just pay that bit of an upgrade. And these movies look great. They look and sound awesome on these Blu-rays. This one has some excellent kills. I'll get into the movie. I always get off on like ranting about shit. I don't know why. But Tom Savini does all the special effects, so they're phenomenal. The blood looks as real as you can get. Absolutely love all that. I find the acting to be pretty good. This movie has one guy, actually, the creepy guy that's like spying on the girls in the shower and stuff in this movie. He's also in what's the other movie I just watched? Non-horror that he was in. Fast Times at Ridgemount High. He's in that one as well. He plays kind of the same character. He's not a pervert in that one, but he just looks and plays kind of the same. I liked his acting. Thought he was really good. I also liked the head of the camp. That's is basically the hero of the movie. I think he's awesome. I think the look of the killer's awesome. I love the frickin' hedge clippers. The fact that he uses hedge clippers. I'm really surprised that this movie didn't catch on in 1981 and just like get a bunch of sequels like everything else did, because it just feels like it's primed to get sequels. But I mean, I know like the ending wouldn't allow that to happen, but you could have like copycat killers or something, right? You could just have more people because he has his own specialty weapon that all the other famous slashers have. But yeah, everyone's seen The Burning. Solid, just freaking summer camp movie, capitalizing on that Friday the 13th explosion, and it was really good, top notch. Next up here, this is another 4 from me. Talked about this one before on the channel. This is the 4K from Blue Underground of Dead and Buried. Another movie that grows on me every single time I watch it. It gets a little better and a little better and a little better. I just love the storyline. Fuck. Do I spoil the storyline? It's hard to talk about this movie because the whole movie is kind of about the storyline, but I'll just talk about the special effects. But what gives this movie its biggest score for me is its storyline. I think the storyline's really well thought out and done, which is rare. Like, I know I say the 80s is my favorite decade of horror, absolutely love it, which I do. It is my favorite. But a lot of the movies do feel lackluster in thought that went in. Work that went in is the best of all time, but thought that went into the scripts and stuff, little less so. And this is one that delivers on that department. So it's a standout pick for me. That's why I have it above The Burning. And I love the woman that plays the, I guess you can call her the nurse, because that's her famous scene in the movie. What's her name? I can't remember her name, and it doesn't say it on here. But Robert Englund is in this. 3 years before he would take on the mantle of Freddy. It's kind of like a mad scientist movie. I'll give you that for storyline. It's kind of like a mad scientist movie with excellent special effects, an eyeball scene that's like just nasty shit. Just gross. I don't think this has reversible art. I think it's just the original here. That is the original art. Yeah, it is. It's just a white back. But man, must see, must own, masterpiece. Well, masterpiece is a little too much, but close. Who directed this one? Gary Sherman. That's cool. Loaded with bonus features. What else we got here? Yeah, I can't remember the name of the freaking actress in this, but she does an excellent job selling. Stan Winston is working on special effects. Forgot to mention that. See, there's a bunch of things I miss all the time. But Dead and Buried, absolute must add to your collection. Grab it. Next up, this is one of my favorite slashers, another one of my favorite slashers of the 1980s. This is also a Canadian-made film. And you can tell, because all the people have Canadian accents like I do. But it's My Bloody Valentine. This is just the Blu-ray Steelbook. This has also gotten a 4K from Scream Factory, but, I mean, after buying a beautiful Steelbook like this, why the frig would I upgrade to the 4K? Like, this thing is fucking master levels of steel. I love the red coloring and the hearts everywhere. Just awesome. Comes with the uncut and the theatrical. Always watch the uncut, obviously. Well, I say that, but I don't actually know what the difference is. I just assume the uncut is going to be better on these old slashers because they're going to give you more gore, right? So, I always go with the uncut. This has another one of those, like The Shining for me. I did 1980s episode. The atmosphere, the mine setting is just top notch for me. I love that atmosphere. I've watched this movie so many times. Love the killer. All the kills are just excellent. Like every kill delivers. Some of them deliver like phenomenal. Absolutely awesome kills. Love the remake too. Not as much as this, but I thought the remake was well done as well. But yeah, My Bloody Valentine. I'm not even going to do deep talks on some of these because, first off, they're the biggest movies of the years for all these years. So, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil anything. And if you have seen it, you already know how good they are. So, but yeah, I told you what I like. The kills, the killer, the setting, all awesome. And then my number one, this is another Scream Factory heavy. This is another Scream Factory. One of the greatest werewolf movies of all time. This is The Howling. This one I do have on 4K. And gotta say, it's absolutely beautiful. Pretty sure it's just the one cover, unless they give you the alternate, which would be cool. They do not. Because I know this movie was really popular for having a bunch of different covers, different kinds of hands and stuff coming out of there. But, with that said, this is a beast directed by, no pun intended, directed by Joe Dante. Amazing freaking director. And just just a knowledge factory, basically, Joe Dante is. Seen him talk in a lot of interviews and on his trailers from hell and stuff like that. But yeah, this has Dee Wallace, Patrick Macney. Dee Wallace is the star here for sure. She shines, gives an excellent performance. I absolutely love the storyline. This is a deeper. This is another one of those 80s movies that just goes a little bit deeper on the storyline. Like, some thought went into this one. It's great. And then it gives you the second best werewolf transition in the 80s. I would say American Werewolf in London is better. It's a better transformation. What did I say? Transition. A better transformation. But this one gives it a run. It's different. And it's just creepy. I love the atmosphere in this too. Like, oh man. I don't even know what else to say about The Howling. I think it's an absolutely must-own werewolf movie. There isn't a ton of awesome werewolf movies. But there's a good amount. Like, I guess, I don't know. That's a hard statement to make because I've watched a lot. Like, every werewolf movie I do watch, I usually like them. So, I shouldn't say there's not a lot of good ones. There's just not a lot of them in general. It's a rarer category. You don't get as many very often. It's not like vampires where we have like hundreds of vampire movies. Werewolves is a little less so. And to me, this is a top 5 werewolf movie of all time. Well, I was going to say like top 10 or something, but I think that this would be in my top 5. I've seen this so many times. I do like... I won't even get into the other werewolf movies. I'll save those for future episodes. Yeah, this is all of these, man. These are all absolute must grabs, especially those top 4. Obviously, you have to have those in your collection if you're calling yourself a fan of horror. But then the Black Cat is, in my opinion, is also one you need to have. Might not be for everybody, but you have to give it a watch to judge, because who knows, you might like it even more than I liked it. Perfect decade. This decade is just gonna freaking, it just gets better and better. It's so crazy, man. I love it. Absolutely love the 80s. It's like, you can't fuck with the 80s. I don't think that it's even close, because I'm not even touching on nearly like even a small portion of each of these years. I'm just putting a tiny dent into them. There's so many. And then even top-notch ones that I'm not even touching. Like, some top-notch ones I'm even leaving out, just because I wanted to watch some other ones I hadn't seen for the first time and talk about them. So like I said, when I do a second, like a round 2, I will bring her back around, and if I missed a couple of the bigger name ones, I'll bring them into those episodes. Because if I do a round 2, it would be nice to have some other ones to talk about anyway. Like, it would suck if I watched 5, or say, from a year, and all 5 of them turned out to be, like, okay, and then I don't have any, like, top ones for those years. But, so I save a couple for each year. And I'm just enjoying this so much. I absolutely love... horror is just so damn good. It's one genre that takes so much to burn me out. Like, I do this a couple times a year, where I go on just horror sprees. Like, over on my Instagram, I watched probably 1,000 horror movies over the course of, like, 1 year, when I started up on Instagram and was ranking each year and stuff in their entirety. So it's fun to do it this way. where I get to just pick 5 and watch them, and I get to talk about each one. I'm just enjoying it a lot. I will, what was this, 1981? So I've done 74 to 1981. Long ways to go. So thank you yet again for joining me. I will be back at you with 1982. God, 1982. Jeez. These years, they're so damn good. But thank you. Talk to you soon.